Yeah, I know what you people are thinking. Is Samrajni Rani the Crow is gonna pull off quite possibly the dumbest mistake that 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 this female ruler's ever made? I mean, yes, it's good to expand our realm if we can vassalize them, but look who you're up against. The whole world is against you. You got the sultanates, kingdoms, chiefdoms from faraway lands, well, even the ones that used to be on your side, but not so much now. Kingdoms, empires, chiefdoms. You are basically asking to bring the whole world to come down on India. But it's good that other stronger powers like them, they don't, you know, it's like they're somewhat busy when it comes to members of defensive packs. It's like, yeah, some have got their hands full, so we won't worry about somebody like them. It was interestingly, this one's part of that. Just a moment. What else? Oh, and this ever-powerful Emirate and soon-to-be Sultanate, if it continues to grow, they're not part of the defense pack, so we won't worry about that because that's none of their business. And why would it be for us? And while these Mazdans are in defense pact against us, these Zoroastrians, in which they're currently at war with the Govindrajid and the Rajid Kingdom. Again, it's named after him, the founding dynasty ruler. Which, again, we plan on vassalizing them, but yet some of them aren't going to be too fond of what we're up to. Especially against these Gujaratis, which have been at times a thorn of our side because they're the only free Jain kingdom of India, and the other thing is that we can never subjugate them. Largely because I'm Dravidian, he's Indo-Aryan. If only I were able to convert to their culture, I would subjugate him. Which would probably happen whenever we finish taking the rest of the Bengal and form a Bengal Empire, so I can hold 2 empire titles. And then we go out west and subjugate, unless they're already going to be assimilated by powerful Islamic realms. But if I do that, that would make threat level go away. So. But remember, unless you want to wait a couple of months, then just wait for threat level to go down below 75, which it says including that of your own religious group will band together, which means Hindus. Hindus like them. Which are, yes, like them, and what's left of them. Which it isn't that much, honestly. But do not forget about the ones who hold the few domes. See? These little flashy ones? They also hold here. But the question is, should I really implement it or just wait a couple of months? I mean, I'm 46 years old. I still got a couple of good years left in me. And my son has not yet reached adulthood. And neither is my daughter, which she's got 2 years. So maybe we should just, I was thinking about waiting it out, but these powerful Zoroastrians are going to grab a piece of that territory, just 2 counties, but I want to bring them under my protection for this small kingdom. So, am I prepared to gamble on it? But you got money for mercenaries if the situation gets tough, like in case if the war doesn't end too quickly. I mean, yes, we're powerful enough to take on anyone, but if they were all combined groups, then that would be a little challenging. But Just give me some thought. And as I look at it, I'm thinking about, you know what, after this conflict, which, like, if we start it now, the best option would be to assault the holdings and end the war quickly. End it quickly, vassalize them before the Zoroastrians take a piece of that land. After 5 minutes of questioning, I have decided we're going to go for it. This may be a stupid move, but that's the last war I'm ever going to wage. So remember, the forced vassalization, that's as long as they're lower tier than me, and at or below 30 realm size were the rulers either of my religion or culture group. He may be Indo-Aryan, but we're both Hindus. But sometimes I can wish I can vassalize these guys too, but no, we're not connected. And I'm sure they're going to be assimilated by the Zoroastrian Khanate of Bengal. F it! Let's do it! Look at that. Even Hispania. Somehow Hispania is worried about... Hispania has a presence in Dashitistan. Oh, and a bit of that too. That's why they're part of the pact. Despite the fact that you guys are not in my business, but he's currently fighting a bit of a conquest against the Africans. As I said, best way to end this war fast is to make it fast. Actually, since you guys are always on faraway marches, put him here. Okay, some are already fighting in wars, and others are on the move, so... these are exactly. This is all part of a defense pact against me. Not a popular decision, but we got to do it. At least we have a man who knows how to sage very well, so... Well, yes, we must do it. Guides, he's got himself some mercenaries. Who are they? He picked up the followers of Arjuna, a Hindu holy order, in which, you know, it's like, well, what have we got ourselves into? Oh, wait a minute. It's not for us, because I remember holy orders are not supposed to fight against their fellow Hindu brethren. It's for the Zoroastrian front. Elephant trample tactic. So hurry up before they start assaulting our borders. Shaw. I'll make you ambitious. Yeah, we'll be rivals, but it's just to teach you something. Oh, yes, this is still ongoing. Western Europe ravaged by the plague. From the Rock of Gibraltar to the ports of London, the plague has been spreading, harvesting lives of nobles and farmers alike. The countryside of the afflicted areas have been left haunting and desolate. Here and there, pyres burning, and the burning from the burning of the disease can be seen from miles away. But remember, the plague never came to India. The gods must be with us. Must be with the Hindus. And to those Jains and Buddhists, they must fall in line with us. Oh, hold on a moment. Wrong number. Sometimes I have to keep my phone there in case if I get text messages from my immediate family or something. But that's just real life. Yeah, I was about to say, aren't you the trade governor? But so you think it's about that time to look for them? No? Not yet. After this war, I should go on a warrior pilgrimage or something. Like, even if I cannot declare any more wars because of what we do here, we could at least, go this way. Intervene in the holy wars out west, or go raiding. One of the Indian philosophers managed to reach Denmark, despite the fact that, like everyone else in Europe, they're afflicted by the plague. So yeah, all the enemy forces that we brought in are now coming all the way down here. So the question is, well, what you gonna do? I'll tell you what you guys are gonna do. Get down here and defend the home front. The rest could link up with us. Issues. Or is it just home defense? Say, you better chancellor than him? Yes. No, there's a far better chancellor. We need someone with a higher diplomacy skill, which would make the threat level decay faster. Yeah, we're coming in fast. Yeah, that's the main kingdom. Allow diplomats in the Holy Order? Sure. I get England, the commander of Commonwealth. Fellow Chinese prince, huh? My grip is cramping around my yin as Fang Lin braces for another attack. The following moments are blur. Blood is suddenly everywhere. Somebody shouting, "Did Samrajni Navrani just sever his head from his body?" Another victorious match. Now go take that area before these Zoroastrians move in. Yeah, just defend the whole land. Seems not all the... they're up there and they're already besieging the northernmost provinces of our empire in the Punjab. Peasant revolt in Lucknow. Whose jurisdiction? Koshala, which I don't know if you could deal with them, because we're in the middle of something here. Here, Tibet, Vakan, and the Mukhtarid Emirate, all in this together. Go up there. We'll try to assault these two holdings, just to prevent the Zoroastrians from taking that piece of land. Making it look like we won here first. So the practical option is to surrender. Just surrender to us. You will be under our protection. You have the Holy Order to fend off these Zoroastrians, and we would love to help you out on that, but... now we just gotta go defeat the other guys. This is why you gotta keep track of all this. Hostile stages, armies, battles and whatnot. I received some bad news this morning. My prisoner, Shok Benton, escaped from her cell on the night she had outside help. One of the guards might never wake from the blow to his head. Sheikh Ali of Muscat was sure behind. Well, she's an unknown. Let me see the other one. Kata Gujarati Jain Grantha. War scores at 100%, which is due to because of some of the battles that won here, but it's largely due to the occupation. The Zoroastrians have completed their task, but he will occupy all those holdings. But we vassalize this region as a whole. So the Zoroastrians will get nothing. It all belongs to Chola now. The war is won. We made a smart move. Now go deal with that peasant revolt. Take out these amateurs. And because of that, the threat level is now at 100%, which means we cannot make any more offensive wars. The only type of wars we can intervene are the holy wars for our Hindu friends out west, which seems wishful thinking. It's only up to them to defend the country. And he knows how to fight as a holy warrior. Mercenary band is invading Punjab, but not with that much force. But they're in this together. An Islamic host is invading Sind, and they're most likely going to get it. Clearly that kingdom's fallen. Which I've said before on the previous episode, West India is the Wild West. Because of how chaotic it is. And the only, I would say, on the Wild West part that is reasonably peaceful is Chola. You know, Jain Kingdom. The only free Jain kingdom in India. So from now on, we cannot fight any more wars at all. Now that there's 95% of the defensive pact, which the threat is considered enough that even my own religious head and holy orders from my religious group will defend the other defensive pacts for me. So from now on, the era of peace begins. After this peasant revolt. Let the era of peace and prosperity begin. I am pleased to see they brought divine justice on the infidels. Oh. What infidels? Buddhist? Well, I guess if you consider them as that. But then again, to the Hindus, they consider Buddhists and Jains as heretics in their eyes. As I said before, you are under our protection now. No need to worry. They're putting down a Buddhist uprising now. So let the era of peace begin. Let's go on a tiger hunt. Just simply for the sake of it. They're on the move. Seljuk invasion of Delhi. Oh, this powerful army is actually going to help out the Abbasids, which is there an alliance between the two? No. Not because of threat. Since they're invading Dalim, which means they're going to take that piece of territory, which is defenseless. But I think it would be too late for them to help the Abbasids. A lot of separated rooms. And remember, if you need money, go raiding, particularly the Republic of Basra. We just vassalized you and you did not want to go on a tiger hunt? Oh well. Welcome to the Empire. Social life at the camp is an important part of the tiger hunt. Late at night, after many cups of wine, I sit and talk to the small hours. I'm having a good time, and it seems I've made a new friend. The mayor from Tagadur County. Good times. Oh, I see it now. Let's look for another resource. We got money. Well, we're on the verge of releasing him, so I'll be merciful. No tigers, unfortunately. Most despicable Samrajni. Imperial Majesty. The retinue should be stationed over there. You know, just in case if we need to intervene on a small scale, on a minimal scale. But we feared them. Soon, our empire's maximum strength of the armies will not quite be on par with those guys, but gee, I don't have a lot of karma. I'm gonna need some. I will just be friends. I'm too old to be having affairs. Ha! The Grand Master needs some training. Nyla Conti. Thought you were good at this sort of thing. But I'll tell you what. Oh no, not duel. You're going to the academy because of your low upbringing. So we're sending you to the academy. The local great academy, which is ran by the Rani of Sandragaraj. Almost done. Obviously, see the realm prosper. Because I said, era of peace has begun. You'll get your training, Grandmaster. How virtuous are you? Okay, I'll teach you warfare and combat. And I've been given much thought about what should I do next. Figuring I'm old, I have a rash. Guard my stuff. He's got a good couple of years in him before he becomes an adult, so I figured that trade governor. That I would be the first ruler to go visit China. I'll journey into the inner lands of the Wei Empire and bow before the Emperor and enact a servitude. Performing a Kowtow will earn me grace of the Wei Empire, but it will cost me the prestige to do so. The journey to visit the Emperor of the Wei Empire to show my subservience will take months, if not even years. I take my fellows to my near and dear and prepare the caravan for departure. Let's get going. Again, I cannot expand anymore, so I gotta start doing other activities that none of our ancestors ever found time to do. And keep me healthy because of the rash. To balance my humors, that's humor bones, made me drink salty water to induce vomiting. It was very effective. Wait a minute, you're launching a claim? Oh, not the whole kingdom, just a piece of it. Yeah, Grandmaster wanted training from me because of my experience. Nowhere. Intriguing. And I say intriguing because he has all these books that all belong to my father. I guess that's all he needed to know. Save the money for the resource search. Something I thought I had suppressed finally subdued reason inside me. Unchaste thoughts began to appear in my mind. I can't resist him, even though my lover is dead, and so is my husband. I'm too old to be remarried anyhow. Why is that independent? Oh, revoke war, never mind. Ah, fellow travelers, a military man exclaims, emerging alongside a group of soldiers from the trees surrounding our camp. I'm Captain Yuan Yang. Yuan Ying. We're here to escort my lady to Hangzhou. He gestures for troops to join Montage for the evening. Let me see you. Gee, I wish I had one of these. Huh? But he's not landed, so we can't get him. And he's got a dog, because he has a hunting focus. Yeah, I got the money. Oh, Captain Yuan Ying, there's been a change of plans, so we'll pay him some money, And we got some bodyguards for a few years. Increases plot discovery chance. None of which that's against me or my children. Cousin? Zoroastrianism is slowly spreading there. But we cannot fight the Zoroastrians or Muslims anymore. Well, maybe Muslims, but that just depends on the situation when it's appropriate to do so. Eastern Europe, Rabbit Plague. Death comes to us all, and in Eastern Europe, terror is becoming mundane. The plague is ravishing the lands, unbiased regarding the social status of men, indifferently claiming even babies from the arms of their parents. Travels to the air are certainly discouraged. It's all over Scandinavia and all that. I was about to say it's spreading up to Mongolia. Let me see. Slowly. And we got some karma. This is going to take decades for it to go down to zero. Even the Seljuks are against me. Speaking of which, the Abbasids are winning. Oh, they're losing their great armies. Which means they've taken a few losses. Remember, event spawn troops. When they take casualties, like once they're done, they're done. That's how it works. Our caravan has been approached by a smooth-faced Han woman, claiming to be a renowned trader. After finally getting my attention, she begs me to post where something strapped to its tail. Name's Kong Xian, my good lady. Will this acquisition interest you? Let me see. Ah. I don't think I have a wrist related. Oh. Equipped. Ceremony weapon, a necklace with the crown jewels. No, I don't think I have one of these that would be equipped for this, so that looks lovely. Let me take it off your hand. Yeah. Arm protector. Elaborately decorated barricade armband. It depicts 5 stars in the night sky. More prestige and ups the sex appeal a little. Even though I'm too old to be having such sex appeal. Northern Europe, ravaged by the plague. Not even the most remote regions of the world are safe. The plague has struck Northern Europe. The streets of many cities lay deserted as the inhabitants fled in fear. Despite the heavy quarantine in the harbors, many a ghost ship eerily drifts across the Baltic Sea. Whereas we're on the verge of a golden age here in the Empire. Buddhist? Yeah, there's a bit of a Buddhist minority. Yeah, there is a Buddhist there. No Eastern religions in Europe. No Buddhists, no Jains, no Hindus in Europe, which would have been amazing. Not even a Zoroastrian. A rider approached the caravan and handed me the letter with the seal of Countess Opal. Oh, yes. Opal has heard of my travels and invites our party to rest on the warmth of her castle. She's from, up there. She's a Telkarian. Has a bloodline? Oh, right. Still active, even though you're not Zoroastrian, you're Buddhist. A warm bed and a hot meal is most welcome. A warm hearth and healthy meals invigorated the whole company. After enjoying my hospitality of the Countess for some days, now it's time to get moving our path towards the Way Empire again. Thank you for being an excellent host. So that's where the good night's sleep comes from. Yeah. Always take the other option. Yeah, the Seldrics will not get the Absent Sultan due to the intervention of this force. Yes, that's what I'm saving my money on. Resource search opportunity, as well as the first 2 buildings for the Great Harbor in Mahuyarapuram. It's about to be done. China's going after Kowtow, that kingdom up in the Taran Basin. Harbor's finished. Let's see what we can build. Again, the purpose of why I wanted this harbor is to have more ships and more trade. Finance. For guiding ships in and out of the harbor, so that one's going to be built up first. More trade value and a bit of the supply limit. Especially when we go out on foreign lands for slightly more supply limit. And after that, we should build a military war. That's more galleys and increases the siege speed. Is that for this area locally? Or is it just for all of Imperial troops in general? Rama Sutras. It's a learning book. Not quite on par with them. But then again, we have a designated region, so our force would be reduced while I'm away. Our company has finally reached the central lands of the Wei Empire. The Middle Kingdom and all its magnificence lay before us with so much to experience. Let us walk, lest I forget about the reason for the journey. I start to travel on the Imperial roads towards the Celestial Palace. The Muse of philosophy, that Indian philosophy has reached to that area. Prestige and karma-wise combined compared to my father. I may not be the greatest in prestige-wise, but I'm a great expansionist. I'm out on a walk in a beautiful park in the Middle Kingdom when I spot a group of people, intensely focused, gather up around a square board with circular pieces in black and white. I'm both patient and humble. How do you play this game? Might reflect well in the eyes of the Emperor. Lost some money. You're actually defending yourselves. Holy war for what? Somehow we have a holding all the way up in Russia. Or what is this state you're part of? Kingdom of Vladimir. Yes, part of Russia. This may sound stupid, but here's an opportunity for... Oh no, try to proliferize now that there's room for that. It's like, hey, what if we spread Hinduism in some other backwater region in Europe? Whichever faith is doesn't have the most strength. Give that a shot. See if you could try to convert the Norse of Finland to accept Hinduism. Well, even though Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism are not exactly politicizing faiths, but we can at least try, since somehow we have a foothold, which is through Kashi, through him. See what happens. Probably won't do well. That didn't work. Soon after Pujari arrived at Satakunta, the king Trega ordered his imprisonment. Now he's languishing in the dungeons of this pagan lord. Who can tell what savages will do to him? Those vile heathens. Not to mention he was my court physician. Which I can order one for myself now. Instead of using the local Pujaris. Try again. Who's the powerful of the nomadic realms? If we can even establish links with them. As long as they're not Manichaeans or whatnot. Some are Buddhists, but... Yeah. Okay, let's go far. How about Serbia? Having reached the glorious capital of the Wei Empire, it takes a few days before a group of ministers approach me, offering to read and discuss chapters from the writings of Master Guan. They think I, as a Hindu, would be particularly interested by the section on revolving the vital breath. Of course, I would love to hear more of your political philosophy. Serbia rejects Hinduism. Try again. Who's next? Pannonia. Again, this is Plague Ravaged country. These people need faith. So this old man spends his days freely helping the villagers with various medical matters, such as the conquering herbal remedies and amputating infected limbs. Agrees to take up residence if I donate him a large sum of gold. Well, what say you? Hinduism or no? Mahabharata. Every Indian knows that story. As well as I. And still currently watching that TV series. I'm in my 30s. Probably soon 40s by the time when this video is posted. Again, that old Mahabharata series from 1988. You seem quiet. You're just grown up, you have sympathy for Christian religions. What about sympathy for the Eastern? Like us Hindus. Well, we may not have the moral authority, but we certainly have, you know, great morals. The Emperor's kept his eyes on me, the Chief Minister says. You may enter the throne to show your subordination, but be quick about it. I hastily performed a Kowtow before the silent Emperor. "50 years old. How's the education going?" Confucian and Aristotelian, that's two philosophies. My son here, 10 years old. Soon to be 11. Let's hold a Diwali feast for one. Gonna take a long time. Oh, Santa took my chamber with his newly acquired pet snake wrapped around his neck. He asks if I want to pet it. Huh. Hope it doesn't bite. There's a 5% chance that I'll get wounded and sick. Oh my goodness! He got me. As the days drag on, it doesn't help that I have a rash, but what are the odds? 5% chance for that snake to bite me. And yet this is coming from the trade governor. I don't know why I just said governor, the way I pronounced it. Can't you see we're trying to celebrate Diwali, have a good time, and I pet the snake and it bit me. You didn't tell me it was poisonous. And what is that Pujari doing in the land of the Avars? Yeah. Kostroma, that's in Russia, so nothing I can do about it. Unless I were to negotiate and say, hey, you want to have this piece of land? So you don't bother us anymore? So we have no business to be in Europe at this time, but we use it as a hub to potentially spread Hinduism into Eastern Europe. Post-plague Europe. It's all heretical gibberish, and jinx myself. Thought you're supposed to be good at this. You're quick-minded. Or you're just a, what's the word? A senile old man. He's still in Estigom. Just use your kind thoughts to try to convert the masses, if you can. I'll be surprised if one of the pagan realms tells me they wish to have a mass conversion to Hinduism, which is kinda impossible, because we lack of a religious head. But like we never need one. Because Hinduism is a religion where it does not have prophets. What's going on? Gujarat is just shooting themselves in the foot. So there you go. A jar containing a mixture made from goat's milk and a fat of a boar to smear on my rashes. What about the snake poison? If I die, well, son, you're gonna be leading the Chola Empire to its golden age. Look, don't ask for any more treatments. You got your symptom treatment. You're alright. No longer wounded, but I still have a rash and a fatigue from the snake bite. Because that damn Chinese trade governor just told me to pet it. And then I did. And he didn't like it. Even though he reassured me and says, oh, come on, just pet it. Snake wouldn't bite. They just did. That better not be the death of me. Because that's the stupidest way to die. Is the plague gone? Well, it's about to be. We were just fortunate that the plague never came down to the Indian subcontinent. That's just unbelievable. Even to our eyes. Now he's going to invade somebody else, but... well, That's gonna probably backfire on me. And they're not intervening. I'm not well enough, I think, to go on a warrior pilgrimage. Yeah, tribal view on strong such as myself. He's got sore muscles. What is he? Member of Champions of Peru, Slavic Warrior Lodge. Hey, let me send you some money. Maybe you'll get a higher positive opinion on me. See if you can accept, Hinduism there. If not, then I understand. Just a little gift. The great gifts from India. The lighthouse is finished, so more trade will be moving in, and more money's to be made. Now we'll add a military wharf, an area set aside for the construction of the navy. More galleys, more siege speed. Especially useful for overseas raids. If we get below it, after all these years, a heathen fool. Give me another Pujari. Try the next pagan realm. Poland. The boy's 4 years old, so it's at the mercy of the regent, who is, they call him the cruel, so that will not be good for the Pujari. They rejected Hinduism as well. Oh hey, welcome back. Guess they released you. They didn't do anything to you. I guess they were like, it's like, who is this? What is Hinduism? Is there money in this? And it says, no, then get out of here. At least they didn't banish you, but well, then again, you're landed. They can't banish you. Pomerania is in total danger. Accept Hinduism in your hearts. Maybe it'll be your salvation. What choice do you have? If you choose to reject it, that's counterproductive. You are making a mistake. Well, son, I already have my daughter go for intrigue, and that didn't work well. The military's not for you, neither is diplomacy, not too much on learning. So you will go for stewardship. And I told you about how I say the Empire will be in its golden age, and he's the one to initiate it for the stewardship. He's going to make the realm rich once I pass. Good girl. Now I'm going to have to assign you a guardian who's very good at stewardship. Maybe him. But I don't know. He's gouty. Oh, I got an idea. Again, it's not just people with their education that can make other people better educated. It has to be someone very learned. I got a guardian for you, and he's going to be coming to court soon. Get me a guru. Now, I'm not going to send a guru to no foreign country. That's up to the Pujaris. He'll be here in a moment. Might as well make him a court tutor as well, in addition of a guru. Cousin, you arbitrary master physician. You forfeited your office. 1% revolt risk. Don't worry about that. Really wouldn't want to arrest him because I put him there. The Zoroastrians are expanding again and they're becoming more powerful, even though they hired mercenaries. My lady, the wise guru Ipana Yadapantan, has agreed to come take up residence. Alright. In addition of you being the court guru, you are also the court tutor. Just to make dang sure. Tutor my son with your wise knowledge, Guru. I have the utmost respect for the wise. Just teach him what you know, and hopefully get him a higher education. That's what gurus are also good for. And speaking of guru... Huh. Give these guys some leadership traits. So it's from my cousin, Thakur, the Maharaja of Delhi, the Maharaja of Orissa, and the Maharaja of Mawa. Sure, I will owe him a favor for that. Which I'm probably not going to like it. Got a book. A small spear throwing competition could be entertaining. It's also a great way to enliven my battle technique. Maybe I could arrange a contest in my court. My throwing arm will amaze everyone. My knowledge of the laws have convinced me I should write a law code for the realm so that it may organize all different local norms into a coherent narrative. See how this goes. The Tagador found a stone quarry. Get to work. After a dozen spears have been hurled through the air, the sole victor emerges. Nobody has managed to throw farther than the mayor of Kowtow. From down there. Who's my spy master. Congrats. And I'm no longer patient. Okay, after the next treatment, which it will expire on the April of 992. Took him a while. What happened to the guru? He passed. That didn't last long. Unless somebody murdered him. Well, guess we'll have to assign you with some guy with very good stewardship. I'll give it to him. Even though they call him the son of the Vinyakas. Don't worry about him. He ain't gonna kill you. If he does, that would be hugely unfortunate. What else? I don't want to do that. Which pagan realm should go next to go to Hinduism? Try Norway. And I'm sure they'll reject that too. Novgorod? There is no harm in keep trying. Guess you don't like it either. Back again. By the way, they must have done some things to you to make you this stressful, or were you always this stressed? What's the pagan realm that has these guys under their control? Where are they from? Over there. This may seem far off, but try this. It's a nomadic realm. What? Safely arrived in Bryansk, and local rulers giving me permission to remain here and spread the true faith. May Shiva grant me the strength to endure the heathen ways of these savages. So the Grand Prince, these Hungarian Tengris, I don't know about it. Don't take his kindness with a grain of salt. He may be a homosexual. Maybe that's why I brought you in. Because, well, you're both charitable. That's the only thing you have in common with him. But he's a master schemer, so watch your back. He might stab you in the back. Didn't know he's a member of the Holy Order. But I'll train you. I got nothing better to do. Need to be more virtuous. You are a Pujari after all. Allow spies in the court. So, Principality of Bryansk to accept Hinduism? Question mark? So this is what we're doing during the era of peace. They sent me a promising young student. He's a Chinese philosopher. Hey, would you like to be, Oh no, that's my core position taking up philosophy, so I'll take it instead. And how is my daughter? Still educating. She can't be a good spy master, but should something bad happen to my son, then she'll figure it out. Again, she's an intriguing one. They come to save the day. Still fighting against Tibet. Now finally, let us meditate. Somehow you still manage to hang on. Let us pray. You know what, to convince him more? Here, let me send you a little bit of money. You're a tribal pagan, so you can't take much money. He has a meteorite, and he's got the sword of whose ever dynasty that was. Establishing a Hindu presence in Europe would be the most amazing thing when it comes to the strength of our faith and whatnot. Despite the lack of moral authority, because we don't hold all the holy sites yet, and there's been some shortcomings of these holy wars. Sure. Let's go running. Oh, it's time for my treatment. And I wrote a valuable law code. I'm gonna go on a war pilgrimage soon. Just give me a good treatment. Eat plenty of spicy food to remedy my fatigue. And I've become brave. That's what I need. But what I need is a better treatment. Not a good one. Thank you very much. Fulfill the ambition to see the realm prosper. Sister would feel much better if my humors were restored to proper balance, and that bloodletting was the best way to go about it. Excellent symptom treatment. Right, now let me get in shape before I go. That's good. Now I'm off to a warrior pilgrimage. May Brahma watch over me. Another reason of why spread Hinduism to this area. More Hindus, more potential members for the Holy Order. And maybe the Holy Order could support them on the Hindu expansionism in that area. Even though we're not a crusading faith, like the Christians. No. Oh, new dynasty. The old one died out, I assume. strong. Military warfare is finished. How much would it cost me to build up another stage? Not much, actually. So, it'll be done in 23 years and 7 months. And due to that increase of the trade value, I guess that would mean that. Let me see. Compared to, the trade zone value, 304, and this, 510. Especially that there are more cities in that region. No, not much. Same for here. Allow women in the Holy Order, of course. I may have a rash, and I still feel fatigued from that snake bite, but I'll pull through. While roaming a lone road, I suddenly come face to face with a fairly old man. He announced himself as Timan, Swordmaster. He claimed to have heard of my quest and offered to train my body and mind for the art of war. Zagawa, Central Africa. I'm ready for anything. Oh, jeez, I lost a hand. Now I'm severely injured. I don't know if I'll live long, but they approve of the women allowed to the order. I'm gonna get killed for this, despite being in perfect shape. But if I die, I'll accept. I'll accept my death after all the contributions I've made for Hinduism and the big expansion of the empire that we were able to connect these isolated enclaves. So, yes, my father, who retired as a Buddhist monk, was the great founder of the empire, while Narani is the great expansionist. Oh dear. You guys aren't expansionists, huh? We did expand a little. Okay, accept that, then give it to whoever wants it more. What say you? Who's more capable of the two? You. You're more diplomatic, even though you're a hedonist. You desire the rod, and why can I not give you the rod? What? Tribal holding. Ah, I'm away on a warrior pilgrimage, so I can't give it away yet. I either come back from it, or will die as a result. Who knows? Dejor holding war against the Grand Master. Well, he's a giant. While walking around, I see a group of people who stopped walking a distance. On getting closer, I see there's two groups, in fact. Some wandering merchants being attacked by infidels. As I went on this journey, to gain field experience is a good opportunity. However, it can be dangerous. Look, I still have good combat skill. I'm severely injured. I have fatigue. I have a rash. But remember, I'm born strong. Brilliant strategist. And if I die, then there'll be just 2 more years of regency, which is about as long as a war pilgrimage itself. Twice, for that matter. Oh dear. You know what? Screw it! Charge by myself. Following Shiva's will is more important than anything else. I've gained the zealous trait. Very brave Narani. The great expansionist. Stone quarry is finished. Good. No longer severely injured. But I may be missing in a hand, but I can still kick your ass. Just being paranoid of food is fine. The Emperor is dead. He takes special interest in Balto Slavic cultures, but frowns on wealth. Who doesn't like money? But at least it's still open and stable. So he won't like it if I send him money. As if he's got something against greed. Old Regent must have died. He's still there? After several years, my daughter's returned from the academy. She was not one of the most accomplished students, but I can tell it's gained a matter of working that would help them in the years to come. She's a academy graduate, and she's diligent, but is of Kannada culture, which is still Dravidian. And caste philosophy. I'll find one for you, and I already have one just in mind. I had this planned years ago, regardless of how the education went. Are the Palas still around? Yes. Let's see your dynasty. Master of a dynasty, all that can't be good. How many are left? Just wondering. Because, you know, bloodline reasons. Where are you from? Rajastana Nadu. He only has one weak claim. This may sound stupid that I'm suggesting, but it is going to be matrilineal marriage. That's the reason why. Matrilineal transfer, we have this piece of bloodline. But the only flaw of that is, he's a dwarf, But he's good looking. He's a good looking dwarf who is well fed. That's who my daughter is to marry to, matrilineally. And he will take it because of the prestige effects of marrying somebody who's a relative of the Samrajni. We hope you have children, and hopefully not dwarf children, because that would be a terrible flaw, combat skill-wise. You can see, dwarf is just hurts on the combat skill, but more so that he's frail. But to be honest, it's like a family in Gondwana. I'm sure some of you, I don't know, any female viewers that may be watching, regardless of where you are from, you gotta admit, he's a handsome-looking dwarf. So I came back from the warrior pilgrimage, in which I'm a righteous leader. Nothing breaks this woman and her army wills. I think I can go for another. Back in perfect shape again. Gee, that was fast. So I guess I'll hunt a big game. I become wounded. Again. I bring bad news. Though it seemed that making progress in encouraging Grand Prince Dajan Ozaka to abandon his heathen ways, he had a sudden change of heart. I've been banished from Urao, and the faithful converts are left without a pasture. Let us pray for the safety of the congregation left behind. So they did not accept Hinduism, but did anyone actually convert in his realm? None at all. Very unfortunate. Well, after all that time you spent there, minor chiefdoms won't do. Where'd you get these troops? Strong ground. To Galicia. If that don't work, then oh well. Gee, isolated enclave countries. No longer wounded, ready for battle, if need be. I don't know why, but if I wanted to weaken that powerful enemy, I thought about considering get an entire army, turn them into raiders, and raid this area so we'll fight them. I may possibly implement that plan if I survive the warrior pilgrimage. I may implement that idea. Earlier this episode I've said that Gujarat is in relative peace. Not anymore. Help in a holy war. Not holy war, in a war. Arjuna, not subjugation. You want to subjugate the realm? For yourself? Why ask for help? I'm gonna give you some money, even though you're a bit short on cash, so have some money. I mean, you live within the Empire, right? Oh, Grandmaster, did you? Yep, you lost the cash spell because they were able to get themselves together. The day is coming to an end, and I see an inn not far. Upon entering, I see that it is not frequented by the most civilized peasants and ruffians. While freeing myself to the owner, a loudmouth fellow starts making fun of my noble and colored outfit. I was raised to be a rough and tough girl, so start a bar fight. And I lost an eye. And I like how these ash marks go through the bandage. But that's part of the crown answer. Let's take out the hunt. Boy, he's going to teach me something. I was about to say, you know what? Put me out of my misery. And I become disfigured. Not something you would want to see. Someone who just lost an eye and got disfigured. Rabbit after rabbit was caught, killed, and brought me by my new bird. I like this. What's next? My leg? I'm asking myself to get killed. And I thought of something. No, the ambitious is going to restrict me about as much as, severely injured. I'm thinking, maybe it's about time I should leave the Holy Order and go retire. Where are we supposed to take you again? I forgot. Glitch. The new bird's almost too perfect. I enjoy every hunt of her, and the cook has trouble finding new recipes for the rabbit. I'm a falconer. Estonia. Try that. A horrific room for my maiming's now sticking and oozing pus. The pain is debilitating and courtiers are avoiding it like death itself. Might die of an infection. While scouring the Silk Road Market in Pitarapuram, my scouts came across a Chinese traveler. This traveler named Z claims to be a traveling surgeon poet of renowned skill. The claim the scouts were unable to verify. He offers to join the court in return for adequate compensation. Surgeon poet is what I needed. You can read me some poetry after what I've been going through. Kondaka Devi. Yeah. See that? Bloodline. We got it. Mind you, using Kannada names. But Kondaka Devi, yeah, we heard that name a long time ago, and we'll use that. Even though normally I would just use ancestor names. Keep up with Tamil tradition. Sweden's become a Christian. Yeah, Catholic. What are these guys doing now? It's getting close to the middle of the night, and I'm prepared to sleep under the stars if it was for this old half-rotten shack I just found. Yet, somehow it feels strange. I'm no longer hearing the nocturnal racket of the wildlife, and the moon is now behind a heavy veil of clouds. What is this place? This could get me killed. As I said, I'm ready to put myself out of my misery. For being an old cripple who has an infection and whatnot. I'll try to salvage something before leaving. It is clear that all the people are friendly and trying to live this. I gain the trust of the tree. Cheaters never prosper. Now Maharashtra. Due to dust rising my wake as I head for a local tavern with heavy steps, As I entered, I instantly noticed Zen, seemingly involved in a game of chance. I approach him and realize that he's betting my money on games of chance and losing. He looks up at me with a smile and says, "Hey, your drinks are tasty. You drunkard?" He's jumbling words. Just stay away from these people. No need to piss off China. Oh, we're doing this again? Nothing happened. Okay, stop the treatments. My son is about to become an adult, unless he is already. No. I'm ready to pass on. I've made up my mind. Strong follows up towards my center flank. Using me strength in the center. Pressure flanks and they're failing fast. Just try to push through the center. As we launch our attack and manage to break the opponent's center, giving us the opportunity to subdue the split forces with ease, we stand uncontested as victors of the war game. Yeah, as the threat level goes down, my son will continue the era of peace, but it's going to be not just an era of peace, but of prosperity as well. And that also means, once I die, my son will not go to the academy. Now I'm hungry. That further decreases my health. Judging. Duel to the death. Look, I'm an old cripple, but I'm still a better duelist than him. Missed me. Jump attack. Extravagant attack. Swing it. Very good again. Quick and simple. Not yet wounded. Keep at it. It was a timid strike, but still the depths come abrupt end and resume the journey after a short rest. Even as an old crippled woman, I could still beat him. Because I still got my 2 legs. I may have 1 arm, 1 eye, face disfigured. How about that? That's encouraging. But again, I'm going out on my terms. No more treatments. I'm finally home. Just let me be at peace. Raja Raja. Midas touched. We are indeed going to have a golden age of sorts. I see you. Erudite, paranoid, and envious. You got good enough knowledge, so... You only have 1 rival, though. Must be a childhood rivalry. So... I was about to say, we cannot send you to the academy? Is it because you are the heir? Is that why? Heir to the Empire? Regency? Or have I not, sponsored? Okay, how about now? Okay, there you go, because you just have to wait a moment after the day goes up. About to say, Who currently runs the economy over there? The Chinese economy. Wait, we know who lives in the local economy. I mean, it's listed here. Oh, great economy. That's a lot of money! All the money that students gave out or whatever. So, again, I might die and you're going to be a dropout, but at least learn something while you're in the academy during a short period of time. We'll close the episode soon. Probably with my impending death. And son drops out of the academy. Did not graduate. Steel furnace into castle. Bad time. One thing's for certain. When the son becomes a member, once I pass, then he's going to join the Great Trade League. Even though the influence is kind of half and half these days. Try Finland again. Train a fellow member. Oh yes, the Rajputana. If you want to have a future, we'll teach you to be less sinful. So he's in Finland now. How? Where? Huh. Always first. Just a child ruler. Sure. Boy, that republic is still expanding. Especially further inland, where these patricians actually own the land and not feudal rulers, which can be problematic in the future. Oh, and just in case, if he wishes to really accept Hinduism in our hearts. And mind you, Hinduism is not paganism. Very big difference. Because we actually have a scripture. These guys don't. I was about to say green fingers. How did they pull that off? Must be a Zoroastrian thing that I do not remember. Because I have not played as a Zoroastrian in a long time. Back when I was Croatia. We have a lot of bastard people living here in the Empire. Not to mention inviting foreigners in. People of all walks of life. say. Oh, I didn't think this. Not born a dwarf. It's no longer part of it. Yeah, that piece. Because of Tornanadu. It's not nice to talk about people behind their back. Okay, I think this would be a good time to stop the episode. I'll stop at April. One thing is for certain, as I often say in this series, and in life, what's with all this? How many are there? These Pujaris are taken all over. Is it because the new ruler's Hindu? Or is it you? You? Who knows? Little odd. Because I saw an awful lot of that. Oh, anyways, yeah, more of this. I guess it's the Pujaris are taking it over because of a Hindu ruler has taken apart the land and they're kicking all the Jains out. That's what that is. Okay, we'll stop the episode here. I think I figured out what's going on. Remember that's just one more thing before we close. Remember that secret Jain society? The Harmless? I think they finally revealed themselves, and all the people who were Hindus are now converted Jains. But it seems it did not spread into the message of all the Maharajas. So they decide, it's like, egats, they're Jains, and they decide, kick them out. We have a religious control mandate. So they kicked all the people who converted Jains out of here. Just they all lost their jobs, so to speak. Which I do recall seeing Hinduism in a bit of part of that land, but it seems the Jains have, yep. I do not remember that area ever being Jain, but clearly it did. So yes, that's what happened. Well, what will happen next is, the great expansionist Narani will soon pass away, and then, Raja will become the new Maharaja, the Samrat of the Chola Empire, in which he will bring about a golden age. And while she, hopefully, will continue to have more children, the guy hurt himself. Probably did. No, not a rat. Something else. Something totally different. Where I hope she would have more children. So that way, we can hopefully one day, play as these rulers where we get 3 bloodlines, including this. Just to make the Indo-Aryans' opinion look at us a bit more highly. Just to show that we are no different. Dravidians, Indo-Aryans, we're all the same. We're all in this together because of common threats. So now, we'll see you in the next episode for the golden age of the Chola Empire, as the time of peace continues. But until then, so long for now.